Okay.
Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. Thank you for being here today in this meeting and for your continued dedication to Supernova Solutions growth and integrity. So today our agenda this morning will be focusing on the issue of moonlighting, or as you all may or may not know, it's about employees taking on additional work or second jobs while remaining under full-time employment. So this trend has become a defining topic, especially in modern workplaces like in our workplace as well. As remote and hybrid work evolve, with digital platforms make freelance opportunities more accessible, employees have found new ways to pursue creative or financial independence by having second jobs. While this can lead to personal growth, it also introduces potential conflicts in focus, loyalty, and performance in our company. So, our objective today for this meeting is not to impose unnecessary restrictions, but to develop a transparent, balanced framework that aligns personal aspirations of our employees with our company's mission. So, before we begin, I would like all of us to go around for introductions as we have a new member joining us this morning. But firstly, I would like to introduce myself and a little bit about the company. So I am Miss Ilya, CEO of Supernova Solutions, where I supervise and manage the inner workings of the company. And as for the company, Supernova Solutions is a mid-sized tech company and digital innovation firm specializing in software development, creative design, and marketing solutions. And our company is also known for its dynamic culture, hybrid work setup, and strong focus on employee engagement and well-being. And again, welcome aboard to the newest member, and let's move on to the next person for introducing themselves. So, Miss Ruby, would you like to go next?
Of course, Miss Ilya. Good morning, everyone. I'm Miss Ruby, and as the Senior HR Manager, my primary focus is ensuring talent compliance, employee well-being, and internal policy adherence. Given this, I'll be sharing some crucial findings and data we have collected from recent HR audits regarding moonlighting. Specifically, I'll present how these secondary employment situations could impact our current work hour regulations, productivity benchmarks, and non-compete clauses.
All right, good morning, everyone. I'm Miss Farah, Chief Human Resources Officer. My focus will be on understanding why employees engage in moonlighting and what are the psychological, financial, or professional factors that influence it, and how we can respond constructively rather than just punitively.
Hello, team. My name is Mukhlis, the Chief Financial Officer. My role involves overseeing the company's budget before it is approved by the CEO, analyzing our financial performance each year, and managing cash flow. Today, I'll be focusing on the financial and operational impacts of moonlighting, from productivity loss and time allocation to broader effects on budgets and long-term performance metrics.
Vice President of Supernova Solutions. I'll discuss how communication, tone, and transparency are key to implementing and enhancing smoothly, ensure that employees feel informed, respected, and involved.
Invite secretary for today. Already the documentation and seconded.
Sorry, Mr. Irwan, could you turn on your mic?
Sorry.
It's all right.
Good morning and hi. I am Mr. Irwan, secretary for today. So I will manage the documentation and circulate a detailed summary of today's discussion, including key takeaways and assigned actions.
All right, thank you so much, everyone, for your introductions. Now, I am pleased to officially welcome Mr. Aslam, our new Assistant HR Manager. Mr. Aslam, please introduce yourself.
Right. Thank you, Miss Ilya. Hello, everyone. You guys can call me Aslam. I am honored to be part of the Supernova team, and my background lies in HR compliance and workforce engagement. And I look forward to supporting the creation of clear, and equitable frameworks that enhance our workplace well-being. Thank you again.
All right, thank you, Mr. Aslam. Welcome aboard, and we are glad to have you with us. Now, let's begin with the meeting. Mr. Irwan, do we have any apologies for absence in today's meeting?
Yes, Miss Ilya. For today, only Miss Rina, our marketing manager, has sent her apologies. She's attending the Innovate Now client conference to represent Supernova.
I see. Noted. Her absence is excused. Please ensure Ms. Rina receives the full briefing, particularly regarding the HR framework updates and today's discussion outcomes.
Of course, Miss Ilya, I will ensure that Miss Rina is fully informed with all of the information required.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Irwan. And before we proceed with our discussion, let's also confirm the minutes of our previous meeting. Mr. Irwan?
The minutes have been reviewed and approved. All action items, including the revised benefit proposal, are progressing as planned.
All right, thank you, Mr. Irwan. The minutes are confirmed and recorded. All right, apart from that, before we move to the main agenda of the moonlighting issue, are there any updates from the previous meeting?
Yes, Miss Ilya, the latest employee satisfaction survey result that there are strong engagement between the employees, but also highlight growing concerns regarding workload intensity, compensation fairness, and also burnout.
To add on Ms. Farah's point, nearly a quarter of respondents mentioned exploring freelance or online site work. Their main motivations were financial relief and creative fulfillment, signals we should take seriously.
All right, thank you, Ms. Farah and Ms. Ruby. That's very relevant. This data gives us insight into how employees are going to balance professional and personal goals, which will definitely guide us with our discussion today. All right, now let's move to our primary focus. That is our main highlight for today's meeting, which is the issue of moonlighting. Our goal here is to strike a balance, ensuring clarity without discouraging ambition. So, Ms. Ruby, could you please start with HR's findings?
Thank you, Ms. Ilya. Over the past 2 months, HR has observed a rise in delayed deliverables and inconsistent performance, especially in creative and IT teams. Upon review, we found that several employees are engaged in side projects, freelance design, tutoring, app development, and small online businesses. Their intentions are harmful, but the overlap with work hours and energy levels occasionally impact deadlines. Without a formal policy, HR has lacked consistent guidelines for responding. That is why I recommend formalizing a transparent moonlighting policy that defines acceptable boundaries and disclosure procedures.
All right, thank you, Ms. Ruby. The moonlighting policy seems to be very helpful. Aslam, you've reviewed best practices. So, what are your recommendations?
All right. Based on a comparison of 20 organizations across our industry, I propose four core measures, which are one, formal moonlighting declaration policy, two, requiring written disclosure and approval before starting any external work, and second, conflict of interest clause to update in all contracts to clearly define competitive or conflicting engagements. And third, annual disclosure form to ensuring ongoing transparency and compliance. And last but not least, awareness workshop uh, to help employees understand that this about fairness and protection, not restriction. So, this framework promotes openness and mutual accountability, giving employees freedom within clear boundaries.
All right, excellent, Mr. Aslam. That's a balanced foundation. I particularly am fond with the awareness workshop, and I want it to be implemented in our company. I believe it will be eye opening and refreshing for all of our colleagues. And Ms. Farah, could you elaborate on the motivational side of this issue?
Yes, certainly. So moonlighting is often derived not by defiance but by ambitions. So many of these employees seek creative outlets, financial stability, or new learning opportunities. So the issue of moonlighting arises when internal opportunities feel limited to the employees. So we believe that to address this, I propose launching a financial wellness program covering budgeting, personal finance, and saving strategies in order to reduce pressure for employees to seek extra income. Additionally, we should expand upskilling programs that allow employees to explore creativity and growth within the supernova. When these employees feel fairly compensated and intellectually challenged or emotionally supported, they are less likely to pursue outside commitments. So that should be our goal, which is to nurture fulfillment inside the company.
All right, well said, Ms. Farah. And thank you so much for your input. A healthy culture definitely would prevent disengagement for our employees. And Mr. Mukhlis, could we hear on the financial perspective?
Thank you, Ms. Ilya. From a financial management perspective, Moonlighting introduces both visible and hidden costs. The visible costs include minor but impactful issues we often overlook, such as equipment misuse and time theft. The hidden costs, however, and perhaps the more concerning issue in our hands, includes productivity dips, slower turnaround times as employees prioritize shift, and potential conflicts of loyalty that may result in sensitive company data being shared externally. Although these issues may appear small, their cumulative effect can indirectly harm financial performance and overall productivity. To
To
address
address
this,
this,
I
I
recommend
recommend
conducting a
conducting a
financial
financial
risk
risk
audit
audit
to
to
identify
identify
productivity and
productivity and
risk
risk
pattern,
pattern,
as
as
well
well
as
as
benchmarking
benchmarking
our
our
salary
salary
structure
structure
against
against
industry
industry
standards.
standards.
This will
This will
help us
help us
determine
determine
whether the
whether the
root
root
cause
cause
lies
lies
in
in
competitiveness
competitiveness
or
or
employee
employee
engagement,
engagement,
while
while
also
also
ensuring
ensuring
our
our
financial
financial
stability.
stability.
Furthermore,
Furthermore,
I
I
suggest
suggest
introducing
introducing
performance-based
performance-based
initiatives
initiative
that
that
directly
directly
link
link
innovation
innovation
and
and
efficiency to
efficiency to
rewards.
rewards.
When
When
employees
employees
understand that
understand
their
that their
contributions
contributions
translate
translate
into
into
recognition
recognition
and
and
tangible
tangible
benefits,
benefits,
motivation
motivation
and
and
engagement
engagement
naturally
naturally
increase,
increase,
leading to
leading to
stronger
stronger
performance
performance
across
across
departments.
departments.
All right, excellent insights. Thank you, Mr. Mukhlis. I definitely agree on the financial risk audit and salary benchmark analysis. It is definitely necessary to be conducted in Supernova Solutions as soon as possible. Great ideas. And now, Ms. Edry, communication will be key in implementing any policy in our company. So, how can we ensure transparency and buy in?
Thank you. First of all, I completely agree that the way we communicate this policy will determine its success. Policy, especially those related to employment practices such as moonlighting or second employment, can easily be perceived as restrictive or controlling if not framed carefully. Instead of presenting this purely as a compliance measure, we should position it as a shared effort to maintain productivity, integrity, and work-life balance. And our goal is to be understanding, not resistant. And I recommend beginning with a company-wide anniversary way to capture authentic employee opinions and concern before finalizing the policy. This approach not only allows us to gather data drive inside, but also demonstrate that leadership genuinely value employee voices. The survey should explore employee perception of moonlighting, whether they feel current workload or lack of flexibility concern about conflict or interest, and their expectation regarding transparency and fairness. This level of engagement will help us identify potential challenges early and refine the policy so it is realistic as well. Next, I propose we organize departmental forums, smaller, interactive sessions where employees can openly ask questions, clarify misunderstanding, and provide input. Session will also give leaders an opportunity to explain the purpose behind the policy in a more personal and convenient way. When employees are included in the process rather than surprised by it, trust strength and adoption become more smoother. Finally, our messaging needs to be intentional. The language used will shape how employees receive this policy. Rather than communicating restriction or limitation, we should emphasize values like clarity, responsibility, and collaboration. We are not trying to limit professional growth, but we are ensuring transparency so that external engagement not will compromise productivity. Confidentially or client trust, if employee understand that this policy protects both company and their professional integrity, resistance will be minimal. That's it.
Excellent plan, Ms. Edry. Please lead the initiative of the company-wide anonymous survey in coordination with HR and ensure confidentiality in survey handling.
Understood. I will work with Ms. Ruby and Mr. Aslam to design the survey and analyze results for presentation next month.
Mm. If I may add, Miss Ilya, perhaps we can also introduce quarterly Q&A session to encourage ongoing dialogue.
Oh, that's a good idea. I agree completely, Ms. Ruby. All right, let's make that a standing initiative. Open communication will sustain transparency beyond this policy rollout. All right, before we close, are there any other matters to address?
Yes, Miss Ilya. We had a reported computer theft last week involving a remote employee. So this incident is still under investigation. However, it does underscore the importance of reinforcing the data protection and asset security protocols.
All right, thank you, Ms. Farah. How about you, Mr. Mukhlis? Do you have anything to say regarding the financial aspect?
Do excuse my internet connection.
That's all right.
Um, Good point. We should also review insurance coverage for company assets used offsite as hybrid work continues to expand.
And I'll also coordinate with IT and security to issue a safe equipment usage guideline with simple steps for reporting, storage, and hardware security.
All right, excellent, everyone. Thank you so much for the cooperation, and please circulate that by next week and ensure every team reviews it in meetings.
Additionally, Ms. Ilya, we can also include a digital acknowledgement form confirming employees have read and understood the guidelines. It will promote accountability.
Okay, agreed, Mr. Aslam. Let's implement that. Apart from that, how about you, Miss Edry? Could we hear anything from our Vice President?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Could you continue on your points?
Okay, sure.
Would you like to add anything?
Yes, I would like to add some certificate
All right, sure.
related to this matter.
Sorry, Miss Ilya. I think I not open my mic previously. Actually, what I said previously is I want to suggest we can also include a digital acknowledgement form confirming employees have read and understood the guidelines. So it will promote accountability.
All right, thank you, Mr. Aslam. I think I did hear your points before too, but thank you for repeating it again for confirmation.
All right, welcome.
All right, and how about our Vice President, Miss Edry? Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I think I'll oversee the communication rollout to ensure clarity and consistency across the.
All right, thank you, Miss Edry. That's a great suggestion. And what else could we add? Mr. Irwan, do you have anything to add?
Yes, Ms. Ilya. Sorry.
Yes.
For the record, I will ensure that once the guideline is finalized, it's referenced in the employee handbook and included in the onboarding material for all new hires.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Irwan. And thank you everyone for your collaborative spirit and cooperation. All of your ideas and solutions are profoundly beneficial for the moonlighting issue. All right, our next board meeting will take place on 5th December 2025 at 10 a.m. in the Supernova boardroom. And the agenda will include three aspects. So the first is the review of the finalized moonlighting policy, and second, presentation of employee survey results and insights, and lastly, progress on the financial wellness and upskilling programs. So make sure everyone remembers this date and the criteria that we need to complete. And please ensure all reports are submitted to the secretary, Mr. Irwan, at least 3 days prior for inclusion in the briefing pack. Okay?
I acknowledge that, Ms. Ilya. I will coordinate with each department for timely submission.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Irwan. I highly appreciate that. And before we close this meeting, I also want to express my gratitude for the thoughtfulness and professionalism shown today. The conversation we've had demonstrates the leadership strength that defines Supernova. And moonlighting issue is not a disciplinary issue. We can see that it's a cultural and structural one. It reflects evolving definitions of work, fulfillment, and flexibility. Our main challenge is definitely to create a framework that ensures accountability while respecting individuality. With the policy surveys and communication strategies discussed between all of you, I'm confident we could build a workplace defined by trust, fairness, and shared responsibility.
I completely agree, Miss Celia. Today's discussion shows how leadership can balance empathy with governance. So I believe this will strengthen trust across all levels in the company.
Also, HR will begin drafting the policy immediately and circulate a draft for review within 2 weeks.
Finance will initiate the competition benchmarking and productivity analysis to complement the HR framework.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Mukhlis. Miss Edry, do you have anything to add on our final notes?
Yeah. I meant that our internal newsletter could include a brief security tip of the month, featured to keep this reminder visible without overloading communication channels.
All right, thank you. And what about you, Mr. Aslam? Anything to add?
Uh, and I will finalize the compliance forms and support the awareness sessions.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Aslam. All right, excellent, everyone. I appreciate everyone's commitment for today's meeting. Let's move forward with focus and unity as our employees are our greatest strength. And for that, I thank all of you again. By setting clear expectations while empowering their growth, we can definitely uphold Supernova Solutions' core values, which are integrity, innovation, and respect. And again, thank you all for your valuable insights and time. With that, this meeting is officially adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Right. Thank you, Miss Ila.
All right, thank you,
Thank
Miss
you very
You're
Celia.
much.
welcome.
Thank you, Ms.
You're
Ilya.
Thank you, Miss
welcome.
Ilya.